Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're exploring something absolutely insane. What if Naruto was the reincarnation of Gall D. Roger, the Pirate King? Think about it, Roger's haki abilities are completely broken in the ninja world. Conqueror's haki that knocks out armies, observation haki that makes Sharingan look basic, and armament haki tanking any jutsu. Plus Roger's legendary charisma and mature leadership replacing Naruto's childish personality. That's absolutely epic. So we took this concept and flipped everything. Naruto's sister gets the 9 tails, Orochimaru trains Naruto while Jiraiya trains Sasuke, and when Roger's memories fully awaken, he reshapes the entire ninja world with the philosophy of freedom and adventure. If this sounds amazing, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Alright, let's dive into this masterpiece. POV Naruto Uzumaki Konoha, day 1 of the month. Konoha bustled with the kind of nervous energy that always preceded something momentous. Stores set out festival banners for the coming Chunin exam finals. Foreign nin moved through the markets in cautious trios. The Hokage Tower gleamed in the midday sun. For the first time since Wave, Naruto felt truly at home, his hat cocked at a rakish angle, hands jammed in his pockets as he strolled down the main road. Everywhere he went, heads turned. Some villagers whispered with old fear, "There's the boy with the strange eyes, the demon's brother," but many others watched with curiosity or even hope. Children trailed after him, giggling when he called, "I mind your treasure," the markets crawling with pickpockets. A vendor offered him a steaming sweet bun. "Good luck in the finals, Naruto-kun." He tipped his hat, grin wide. "Thank ye, kind sir. I'll bring back victory and stories fit for a tavern." POV Sakura Haruno, Konoha training grounds. Sakura watched Naruto's easy charm from a distance, brushing hair from her eyes. She was waiting for Kakashi at the old field, stretching until her arms trembled. "I won't be left behind, not this time. I'll find my own way to stand beside them." Naruto jogged up, boots crunching, ready for round 2 metaclass. She nodded, blushing. You really do look different, you know." He blinked, then grinned. "Comes from keeping your crew alive, you look stronger yourself." She straightened, pride swelling. Kakashi arrived, mask firmly in place, eye half-lidded. Ma, training begins now. Sakura, chakra control and medical ninjutsu. Naruto, follow me, we have a guest instructor." Naruto raised an eyebrow. "Not another toad, I hope." Kakashi snorted, glancing skyward. "No, but snakes are always a possibility." POV Naruto Uzumaki Forest later that day. The forest was thick with scent, earth, and old secrets. Kakashi led Naruto to a clearing where a familiar, unsettling presence waited. Orochimaru, in civilian disguise but unmistakable, stood beside a fallen log, smile sharp. "You've grown since Wave, Naruto-kun." Naruto's senses screamed danger, but he faced the snake Sannin without flinching. "Didn't expect to see you teaching, old man, or do you prefer serpent?" Orochimaru laughed. "Your tongue, as sharp as your will, that's good. Only those who resist survive." Kakashi folded his arms, cautious but observing. Orochimaru turned to Naruto. "You have no chakra, no jutsu, but you have something else. I can help you refine it if you can keep up." Naruto's eyes narrowed, Roger's stubborn defiance bubbling up. Let's see if the serpent can swim." Orochimaru's smile grew. "Begin with this, try to block my attacks. Don't use chakra, just that haki of yours." He struck, movements so fast even Kakashi had to blink. But Naruto felt each attack before it landed. Observation haki whispering intent, armament haki hardening his arms as he blocked and countered. Orochimaru laughed, delighted. "Marvelous, you don't just react, you predict. But can you keep your mind your own?" He leaned in, voice a hiss. "Some powers will eat you alive, Naruto-kun. Be wary or your will may be consumed." Naruto locked eyes with him, voice iron. "I've weathered storms you couldn't imagine. My will's not for the taking." Orochimaru withdrew, eyes gleaming with hunger. "We shall see." POV Sasuke Uchiha, the unexpected mentor. Elsewhere on a rooftop in the fading light, Sasuke waited for Kakashi, only for Jiraiya to drop beside him, sandals thudding softly. "You're the Uchiha kid, name's Jiraiya. I'm here to make sure you don't turn into a snake plaything." Sasuke bristled. "I don't need protecting." Jiraiya shrugged, but his gaze was sharp. "No, but your friend does. Naruto needs someone strong at his side. You want power, I'll teach you. but only if you promise to use it for your crew, not for revenge. Sasuke hesitated, then nodded quietly. Teach me. Jiraiya clapped his back. First lesson, sometimes the best way to save someone is not to chase your own darkness, but to pull them into the light. Sasuke said nothing, but the words settled deep. POV Sakura Haruno determined. Sakura poured herself into training. She learned to sense subtle chakra threads, practiced healing on frogs and mice until her hands shook. She studied poisons, first aid, and even basic taijutsu. At night, she collapsed on her futon, heart racing, dreams full of green chakra and distant laughter. Sometimes Naruto or Sasuke would visit, teasing her about her progress. One night, as she bandaged a cut on Naruto's hand, she murmured, "Promise you'll let me protect you too." Naruto's eyes softened. "Aye, Sakura, that's what a crew's for." Her heart beat faster. POV Naruto Uzumaki Heisei beginnings. For days, Naruto endured Orochimaru's brutal regimen. Physical training became a dance with death, dodging venomous strikes, deflecting illusions meant to shatter his will. At the same time, he was forced to meditate among snakes, tuning his observation haki until he could hear the softest intent, even in silence. One night, as mist curled around his campfire, Naruto sat in stillness, the pirate's memory and the ninja's reality folding together. He listened, not just with ears, but with will. A flicker of memory, Roger in a jungle, wild animals circling, his laughter echoing as he called them friends, not foes. Naruto smiled, whispering to the forest, "A captain walks among snakes and kings, and never bows." The snakes retreated wary. Orochimaru, watching, smiled thinly. "He learns quickly, too quickly, his will may yet surpass mine." POV Sasuke Uchiha New Result. Jiraiya was relentless. Sasuke learned to move silently, evade detection, and wield basic sealing techniques. He studied teamwork not as an afterthought, but as a path to strength. Each day, Jiraiya tested him, mentally and physically. "Why do you fight, Uchiha?" the Sannin asked one afternoon. Sasuke hesitated, then replied, "For my crew, for Naruto," and he faltered, "For myself." Jiraiya grinned, "Good, that's the answer I was waiting for." POV Sakura Haruno, a crew's heart. Some evenings, Team 7 gathered at Ikaraku, sharing ramen and laughter. Naruto regaled them with outlandish pirate tales, and then, "The Kraken tried to take my hat, so I..." Sasuke and Sakura rolled their eyes, but joined the laughter. Sakura realized, with a pang, that these nights mattered more than any promotion or title. She looked at Naruto, at Sasuke, and smiled. "I'll fight for this, for all of us." POV Kakashi Hatake, watching from afar. Kakashi kept a distant watch. He saw the changes in his team. Naruto's presence now commanded even Jonin's respect, Sasuke's anger slowly giving way to loyalty, Sakura's resolve hardening with each passing day. He reported to the Hokage, "Naruto's haki is evolving, it's more than power, it's hope, and it's infectious." The Hokage nodded, eyes wise. Perhaps it's what Konoha needs, a new will to complement the old fire. POV Naruto Uzumaki Final Days. In the final days, Naruto's training peaked. Orochimaru tested him with a barrage of genjutsu and poisons, but Naruto, mixing pirate stubbornness with ninja adaptability, shrugged them off or countered with pure will. At dawn, Naruto stood at the forest edge. Orochimaru, hooded and quiet, gave a rare nod. "You have potential, but beware, every king makes enemies. The world will not forgive a will that cannot be broken." Naruto met his gaze. "Aye, but I don't plan to break, not for you, not for anyone." As he left, Snake slithered away from his path. POV Sakura Haruno, last night before finals. Sakura looked at her reflection in the window, hair longer, eyes brighter, posture straighter. She remembered Ino's challenge, her parents' doubts, her own fear. All of it seemed small now. She turned as Naruto knocked on her door. "Ready, lass?" She nodded, "Let's make history." He grinned, offering his hand. Eyes Sakura together. POV Sasuke Uchiha Dawn. Sasuke stood on a rooftop, the village waking below, Jiraiya beside him, arms crossed. "Remember kid, crew comes first." Sasuke nodded, understanding at last. POV Team 7, the day of the finals. They met at the arena gates, sun climbing high. Naruto wore his straw hat and a new jacket, patched but proud. Sakura's hit 8 gleamed. Sasuke's eyes were sharp, sure. They exchanged a three-way fist bump, awkward then perfect. Naruto looked at them both, Roger's memory deep in his heart, and said, "Whatever comes, we stand as one. That's the captain's promise." Sasuke grinned, Sakura squeezed their hands. As the gates opened and the world's eyes turned to them, Team 7 strode forward, no longer just genin, but legends in the making. POV Naruto Uzumaki, Konoha Stadium, dawn. The city buzzed like a hive. Flags snapped in the wind above the stadium. People from a dozen lands filled the seats, civilians in festival garb, foreign dignitaries beneath fluttering banners, Jonin and Anbu in the shadows. The day was too bright, the air tense with anticipation and secrets. Naruto stood with Team 7 in the contestants' tunnel, hat cocked low, soaking in the energy. He felt it with every sense: excitement, fear, hunger for glory. His haki swept the crowd, revealing truths hidden by polite smiles, envy, admiration, suspicion, hope. Sakura adjusted her gloves, nervous but resolute. Sasuke rolled his neck, focus absolute. Kashi, safe in the stands beside Tsunami and Inari, waved wildly. Naruto met her eyes, grinning, and felt his heart steady. No matter how wild the storm, a captain never forgets who he's fighting for. POV Sakura Haruno arena stands. From the front row, Sakura's parents stared, wide-eyed and anxious, as she and her teammates took their places in the arena below. The proctors announced the brackets, names echoing over the crowd. She watched Naruto smiling, bowing with a pirate's flourish. He looked so different now, older, taller, presence almost magnetic. Sasuke caught her gaze, nodded. No rivalry, just unspoken support. We're all in this together now. The matches began. POV Genma Shiranui Proctor's Eye. Genma called the first names, Naruto Uzumaki versus Neji Hyuga. Murmurs rolled through the stands, the Hyuga prodigy against the boy no one could explain, the Uchiha's friend, the demon's brother, the pirate. Genma studied Naruto, feeling the old anxiety prickling at the back of his neck. He's not nervous at all, he's enjoying this. POV Naruto Uzumaki, the ring. Naruto strode to the center, hat off, grinning at Neji's impassive stare. Neji bowed, "You should forfeit, fate's already decided this match." Naruto laughed loud enough for the crowd. "Never cared much for fate, mate. She's a fickle mistress and I've outrun her storms before." Neji scowled, "You have no destiny, you're nothing but noise." Naruto's eyes sharpened. "Maybe, but sometimes noise is what wakes a sleeping world." Genma dropped his hand. "Begin." POV Sakura Haruno watching. Sakura clenched her fists. "Naruto, show them you belong here." POV Sasuke Uchiha rivals fire. Sasuke leaned forward, hungry. "This is it, prove it, show them what only I've seen." POV Neji Hyuga, gentle fist meets haki. Neji attacked, palm glowing, Byakugan blazing. He moved with the confidence of someone who believed the world would always bend before him. His first strike shot for Naruto's Tenketsu. But Naruto saw the attack before it came. Observation haki painted Neji's intent, mapped every muscle twitch. He sidestepped, the blow missing by a hair. Neji flowed into a spin, 8 trigrams, 64 palms. Naruto didn't retreat. He met Neji's palm with his own invisible armament, haki hardening his skin. Neji's chakra rebounded, his eyes widening in shock. "Impossible," Neji gasped. "You blocked the gentle fist with brute force." Naruto grinned, swinging a broad punch that forced Neji back. "Aye, but it's not just strength, it's will. Let's see how fate handles someone who never surrenders." Neji pressed harder, using rotation, combinations, everything the Hyuga clan could muster. The crowd watched in awe as Naruto anticipated every step, every shift in Neji's weight, countering with impossible accuracy. Finally, Neji landed a hit, chakra slamming into Naruto's arm. Naruto winced, but instead of faltering, he let Conqueror's haki flare, a wave of willpower, invisible but overwhelming. Neji stumbled, his body shivering, head spinning. Genma's eyes widened. "That's not Jinjutsu, what is this power?" POV Kashi Uzumaki in the stands. Kashi clung to Tsunami's arm, bouncing in her seat. "Nick-san's amazing, did you see how fast he moved?" Inari grinned, "He's like a hero in a story." Tsunami smiled, relief in her eyes. Kashi's heart filled with pride and something fierce, a joy only siblings understand. POV Naruto Uzumaki, Captain's Promise. Naruto caught Neji's wrist, holding tight. "You say I'm nothing, but I've been nothing before. Now I've got a crew and a will the world can't drown." He twisted, flipping Neji to the ground. The crowd gasped. Neji tried to rise, but Naruto pressed down, pinning him gently. "Give up, Hyuga. You've got talent, but you've never sailed through a real storm." Neji stared up at him, pride shattered, and Genma called it. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki. The crowd roared, part awe, part confusion, part pure shock. POV Sakura Haruno, joy. Sakura whooped, hugging her mother. "He did it, did you see? He didn't use any jutsu at all." Her mother blinked. "Is that really the Naruto you knew?" Sakura smiled. "No, he's even better." POV Jonin Gallery. Kakashi watched, one eye narrowed in wonder. "You surpassed every expectation, Naruto, and you did it with the world watching." Guy was speechless for once. Asuma muttered, "No one's going to underestimate him now." Orochimaru, masked among the dignitaries, licked his lips, hunger in his gaze. POV Sasuke Uchiha, his turn. Next, Sasuke's match against Gaara. Sasuke entered body coiled, mind on fire. He remembered Jiraiya's teachings, Naruto's example. Gaara met him, silent, sand swirling. Their battle was swift, brutal, two prodigies testing the limits of power and will. Naruto watched, heart pounding, knowing Sasuke needed this. Sasuke pressed, using teamwork drills, feints learned with Naruto. For a moment, Gaara faltered. Sasuke landed a clean blow, something few had ever done. Naruto cheered, pride fierce in his chest. But as the match reached its peak, Gaara's sand twisted, lashing out with deadly intent. POV Sakura Haruno, the invasion begins. Suddenly, the air split with screams. Explosions rattled the stadium. Anbu dropped from the shadows as masked shinobi leapt from the stands. The invasion had begun. Sakura whirled, instinctively searching for Naruto and Sasuke. "No, not here, not now." In the chaos, she spotted Kashi, alone, frightened, the crowd shoving around her. Sakura sprinted for the stands, voice ringing, "Kashi, over here." POV Naruto Uzumaki, the storm unleashed. As chaos erupted, Naruto was already moving. Observation haki flared, mapping every threat, hostile chakra signatures, weapons, fear. He spotted Kashi, a child in a red dress, dwarfed by running adults, a target for any enemy. Without thinking, Naruto vaulted the arena wall, landing between Kashi and a masked attacker. He caught the man's wrist, armament haki blocking the blade. With a flick, he sent the attacker sprawling. Kashi looked up, trembling, eyes huge. "Nick-san." Naruto grinned, fierce and reassuring. "Stay close, lass, a captain never lets his crew fall." He scooped her up, dashing through the chaos, carving a path toward safety. POV Sakura Haruno, side by side. Sakura found them as another enemy closed in. Without hesitation, she threw a kunai, striking the assailant's hand. Naruto spun, catching Sakura's eyes, a silent thank you, an unspoken command to follow. Together, they sprinted for the tunnels beneath the stands, gathering terrified civilians as they went. POV Sasuke Uchiha in the fire. On the field, Gaara vanished in a swirl of sand and blood, heading for the forest, Orochimaru's trap in motion. Sasuke hesitated, then looked for Naruto. Seeing his teammate guiding civilians, Sasuke made a choice. "I'll trust him, I'll finish my fight." He chased after Gaara, Jiraiya's lessons echoing. "Protect your crew, but don't run from your own battles." POV Kakashi Hatake, the captains of... From above, Kakashi watched Naruto's progress through the chaos. He's rallying people, calming the panic. Even in a crisis, everyone looks to him, not just Team 7, but strangers, Jonin, children. He leapt to join them, sword drawn. "Naruto, you're with me. Sakura, guard the rear." Naruto nodded, voice carrying. "All right, crew, this is where we stand. No one falls today." Civilians crowded close, comforted by his presence. POV Orochimaru, the predator moves. Deep in the stands, Orochimaru's snake-like grin widened as he watched Naruto. "The will of D, a legend reborn in the ninja world. I'll have you yet, boy, you and your little sister." He slipped away, plans unfolding. POV Naruto Uzumaki, the will to protect. With every challenge, every enemy, every frightened civilian, Naruto met danger head-on. His haki blazed, predicting attacks, shielding others, knocking out attackers with will alone. Kashi clung to his neck, trusting, unafraid. Sakura and Kakashi guarded the flanks, their teamwork flawless. At every turn, the villagers listened to Naruto's orders. Jonin deferred to his certainty. The will of D and the will of fire intertwined, a storm that swept aside the panic. This is what it means to be captain, to lead when all others falter. POV Sakura Haruno, hope in the storm. As they guided the last group into a safe house, Sakura pressed her hand to Naruto's shoulder. You saved them all, not just us, everyone. Naruto grinned, tired but bright. It's not just me, Sakura, it's the crew, it's all of us. She smiled, tears bright in her eyes. This is the man The words wouldn't come, but the feeling stayed. POV Naruto Uzumaki Night Aftermath. The city burned, but a new hope glimmered. Naruto stood on a rooftop, Kashi asleep on his back, Sakura at his side, Kakashi below. The moon gleamed over the battered village. No matter what comes, I'll protect them all. That's my promise, my will. He tipped his hat to the night, ready for whatever storm waited next. POV Naruto Uzumaki Konoha Undersea. The world had become a storm. The stadium's walls shook with the impact of jutsu. Flames licked the sky, smoke turning the sun to blood. The scent of ozone and fear mingled with panicked screams. Everywhere, shinobi and civilians ran, some toward the battle, others away. The invasion was no rumor now, but a living nightmare. Naruto dashed through the smoke-choked alleyways, Kashi clinging tightly to his back, her breath hot against his neck. Sakura raced beside him, her steps sure despite the chaos, eyes searching for the next threat. Behind them, Kakashi moved with lethal grace, sword drawn, guiding survivors into the safety of an abandoned tea house. Naruto's mind was a blur of instinct and will. Observation Haki painted the world in flickers of movement and emotion. He felt Sakura's courage at his side, the fear and hope of every villager, the bloodlust of enemy shinobi, and the quiet, icy focus of Orochimaru's agents as they slipped through the carnage. Konoha is burning, but we will not fall. A captain's promise, a pirate's will. Hold fast, crew, hold fast. POV Sakura Haruno, heart of the storm. Sakura kept pace with Naruto, heart hammering, adrenaline hot in her veins. For a moment, she let herself marvel not just at the chaos or her own fear, but at Naruto's presence. He doesn't panic, he doesn't break. Even with Kashi on his back and half the village in flames, he's laughing at the danger, steering us through it. A masked sound shinobi darted from the shadows, blade aimed for Naruto's ribs. Sakura didn't hesitate. Her kunai flashed, steel ringing as she parried the strike. Naruto grinned, shifting his weight and knocking the attacker out with a casual backhand, armament Haki invisible but devastating. Sakura met his eyes, breathless. You owe me one. Naruto winked. I'll buy the next round of ramen metaclass. Kashi giggled, squeezing tighter. For a moment in the eye of the storm, Sakura forgot her fear. POV Kashi Uzumaki on her brother's back. Kashi held on, burying her face in Naruto's jacket. Her world was fire and thunder, but her brother's heartbeat never faltered. She peeked out, watching the way Naruto barked orders to the grown-ups, how the ninja listened and the villagers followed, how everyone looked at her brother like he was already Hokage. She whispered, Nig-san, I'm not scared if you're here. Naruto glanced back, voice warm. That's the spirit, little lass, stick close and we'll weather any storm. Kashi nodded, resolve hardening. POV Kakashi Hatake, the captain's influence. Kakashi led the ragtag group through the labyrinth of ruined streets, watching Naruto with a growing sense of awe. He's not a boy anymore, not even a ninja really. He's something else, part legend, part storm, part home. Civilians and wounded shinobi clung to Naruto's words. Kakashi saw the ripple effect, how Naruto's confidence steadied trembling hands, how his laughter cut through despair, how even seasoned Jonin deferred to his decisions. He caught up to Naruto at a crossroads. What's the plan, Captain? Naruto grinned, not missing a beat. We head north through the merchant quarter, fewer hostiles, more cover. Sakura, take point with me. Kashi, your lookout. If anyone needs help, shout. Kakashi nodded, pride and suspicion tangled in his chest. POV Sakura Haruno, bond forged in fire. The group moved in formation, Naruto leading, Sakura at his right, Kakashi rear guard. The world was chaos, but their path was clear. They passed a burning bakery. Inside, a woman sobbed, cradling her child. Without hesitation, Naruto dashed in, Kashi crying Nig-san in alarm. Sakura charged after him, ignoring the heat. Smoke stung her eyes, but Naruto was already lifting a beam, armament haki bulging his arms. He tossed it aside, scooped up the child, and passed the mother to Sakura. They burst out as the roof collapsed, cheers from the gathering crowd. Sakura gasped, lungs aching. "Are you insane?" Naruto grinned, brushing ash from his face. But you knew that already." She laughed, shaking with relief. "He's reckless, but he always comes back. He always saves someone, he always brings hope." POV Konoha civilian following the pirate. Among the rescued, old man Teiji, who once spat at Naruto on the street, now clung to his sleeve. "Don't leave us, boy, you know the way out." Naruto squeezed his shoulder. "No one's getting left behind today, Gramps." A woman wept, clutching her child, murmuring, "Thank you, Naruto, thank you." Word spread Naruto Uzumaki was leading people to safety. Soon, a dozen, then 30, then more, trailed behind him, following the pirate's will through a world on fire. POV Sasuke Uchiha Forest's Edge. Sasuke ran through the forest outside the stadium, Gaara's monstrous chakra ahead like a beacon. He'd seen Naruto in the chaos, steering civilians, not hesitating to turn away from glory for the sake of others. Sasuke gritted his teeth, resolve sharpening. "I'll do the same, I'll fight my own battle for our crew." He pressed on, rivalry now something more than envy. POV Orochimaru Predator's Eyes. Orochimaru watched from the shadows of a ruined rooftop, eyes narrowed in fascination. So the reincarnation truly commands, even in crisis. The will of no, the will of revolution. How intriguing, but will it survive when I break the leaf? He slipped into the darkness, plotting anew. POV Naruto Uzumaki rallying the will. The group reached a barricaded square, enemy shinobi closing in, weapons drawn. Naruto set Kushi down, eyes flaring. "Stay close, little lass." He stepped forward, voice booming, "This is our home, our crew. No one here falls, not while I still stand." Enemy ninja sneered, "Brave words, brat, we'll see how long you last." Naruto's presence expanded, Conqueror's haki rippled outward, invisible but overwhelming. Half the attackers staggered, fear rooting them in place, the rest hesitated, their will draining. Kakashi struck first, Sakura at his side. Naruto led the charge, a dozen villagers behind him, fighting not as shinobi, but as a crew. The attackers broke, the square was theirs. POV Sakura Haruno, the turning tide. Afterwards, Sakura collapsed beside Naruto, chest heaving. Kushi hugged her brother's leg, wide-eyed but unafraid. Sakura whispered, "You make people believe, Naruto, even me." He grinned, voice softer, "It's what a captain does, makes a home out of chaos." She found herself leaning on his shoulder, not caring who saw. POV Kushi Uzumaki, little sister, big heart. Kushi wiped tears from her eyes. "Can I help now, Nig-san?" Naruto knelt, ruffling her hair. Kushi, tell everyone a joke, keep them laughing, laughter's a shield too." She nodded, determined, and went off to do her duty. POV Kakashi Hatake, recognizing the new aide. Kakashi watched the gathering, a motley crew of civilians, genin, wounded chunin, children, all drawn into Naruto's orbit. This is what the village always feared, not his power but his influence, the way he makes us better, braver, new. For the first time, Kakashi believed Naruto might surpass them all. POV Naruto Uzumaki rally point. With the group secure, Naruto and Sakura sat together on the broken stone. He watched Kushi organizing children's games, heard civilians planning barricades, and felt the village's heart beating strong. Sakura leaned in, "Are you afraid now?" He hesitated, then shook his head. "Not with you here, not with Kushi and the crew. The world can throw its worst, I'll keep fighting." She squeezed his hand, hope and something deeper blooming between them. POV Hokage Sarutobi final gambit. From atop the Hokage tower, Sarutobi fought Orochimaru. He looked down and saw Naruto's rally, the people drawn together, the new flame in their eyes. He smiled even as his strength waned. The will of fire is in good hands. POV Sakura Haruno, a new dream. As dusk fell, Sakura found herself staring at Naruto, at the crowd around him. He's not just a class clown or the boy no one wanted. He's a captain. Maybe I want to follow him. Maybe I want to be at his side no matter where he leads. She blushed but did not look away. POV Naruto Uzumaki, the long night. Night crept in, but the fires of Konoha's spirit would not be snuffed. Naruto leaned back, Kashi asleep in his lap, Sakura nodding at his side, the village settling around them like a harbor after a storm. He watched the moon rise, Roger's laughter echoing faint and proud. We survived together, tomorrow the fight continues, but tonight we are home. He closed his eyes, ready for the next battle, knowing whatever comes, his crew is with him. POV Naruto Uzumaki Konoha, days after the invasion. Sunlight glinted off shattered tile and blackened wood. The great village of Konoha, still standing but battered, moved with a stubborn rhythm, villagers clearing rubble, ninja repairing walls, children chasing each other through smoke-stained streets as if nothing had changed. But everything had changed. In the eyes of the people, Naruto saw it, not just fear, not just suspicion, but respect, gratitude, curiosity. He walked with Kashi through the market, letting her tug him from stall to stall, listening to the hum of voices. A baker pressed a loaf into his hands. A genin from another squad bowed low, eyes wide. Thank you, Uzumaki-san. Naruto grinned, the pirate in him rising. No need for san, mate, just Naruto will do, or captain if you're feeling formal. Kashi giggled, cheeks round with dango. Captain Naruto, you saved the whole village. A few villagers laughed, the ice broken. This is how a world changes, Naruto thought, not with a battle, but with what follows. POV Sakura Haruno, new beginnings. Sakura met Naruto at Ikaraku that afternoon, her hair tied back, bandages still on her hands. She was changed, and she knew it. No longer the timid girl clutching her textbook, but a healer, a fighter, a crewmate. Naruto waved her over. Oi, metaclass, saved a seat. Sakura slipped onto the stool, smiling. How, Kashi? Naruto ruffled his sister's hair. Terror of the village, as always, she made 3 Chunin cry before breakfast. Kashi giggled, flashing her teeth. They ran from my scary face. Sakura grinned, warmth blooming in her chest. We're a crew through and through. Maybe the world's finally seeing it. POV Kakashi Hatake watching from the shadows. From a rooftop, Kakashi observed. He saw villagers gather near Naruto, seeking his advice on repairs, on finding missing friends, even on organizing patrols. The old scorn had faded, replaced by a quiet awe. He's become their anchor, Kakashi mused, and the world's noticing. He also saw something else, dark shapes moving where the sun cast no light, snakes in the grass, shadows coiling. Kakashi's eye narrowed. He'll come for him soon. Orochimaru never let go of a prize he wanted. POV Orochimaru lair beneath the village. Far below, in a chamber of stone and flame, Orochimaru brooded. Scrolls littered his desk, each marked with notes on Naruto Uzumaki. No chakra pathways. Haki trichotomous, observation armament conquerors. Physical body, unique resilience. Memory resonance, possible second consciousness. He flicked his tongue, eyes glittering. He is not of this world, not truly. A soul from another sea, bound in the flesh of my enemy's son. A treasure beyond any jutsu. Kabuto, shuffling reports, hesitated. His loyalty to his village and crew is formidable. Orochimaru smiled, cold and hungry. Every loyalty can be tested. Every will can be bent or broken or stolen. Prepare the seals, Kabuto. Tonight we begin. POV Naruto Uzumaki Nightfall Rooftop. The village glowed in the dark, lanterns shining through scaffolds and dust. Naruto sat cross-legged atop the Hokage monument, Kashi asleep in his lap, Sakura beside him. He watched the sky, feeling the weight of Roger's memory, a pirate's laughter beneath a king's pain. He whispered, "Are you ever tired, Sakura?" She blinked, surprised. "Sometimes, but not when I'm with you." He smiled, gazing at the village. "I feel it too, like the wind's always calling, like I'm not just fighting for me or for the Hokage, for everyone, even those who hated us." Sakura leaned into his shoulder, quiet. "That's what makes you different, what makes you a captain." He squeezed her hand, comforted. A flicker of motion, a snake, pale and silent, sliding from the shadows. Naruto tensed, senses screaming. POV Orochimaru the lure. The snake wound around Naruto's arm, cool and dry. Orochimaru's voice, sibilant, echoed in his mind. "Come, Uzumaki, leave your village for one night, seek the truth. The world you know is only a fragment. I can show you power, secrets, a path to your true self." For a heartbeat, Naruto was elsewhere, mist, moonlight, a memory not his own. Roger standing at a crossroads, laughing at the world's illusions. Naruto's eyes hardened. I don't need your truth, Snake, I have my own. The snake squeezed tighter. Orochimaru's words grew more urgent. You're not like them, they fear you even as they follow. You belong with outcasts, with kings. You could rule them all if you'd only accept your destiny. Naruto felt a cold brush at the edge of his mind, a temptation, a promise of power without loneliness, freedom without consequence. He grinned, sharp as a cutlass. I could, but a true king, only as good as his crew, and I'd rather die than turn my back on them. The snake loosened, shuddered, recoiled. Orochimaru's interest flared, not with anger but with new hunger. Very well, Naruto Uzumaki, let's see how strong your will truly is. The snake vanished, the night was quiet again but colder. POV Sakura Haruno protectiveness. She felt Naruto tense, saw the shadow flicker in his eyes. Was it him? Naruto nodded. He wants me to break, to turn pirate for real, but a real captain never leaves his crew. Sakura squeezed his hand harder. We'll fight him together, Naruto, whatever he throws at us. He smiled, Roger's wisdom mixing with Naruto's hope. Aye, that be the way of it. POV Orochimaru obsession grows. Retreating through the tunnels, Orochimaru pressed a hand to his heart, thrilled and angry. His mind is iron, his will wild. I'll have to try a different route. His sister, perhaps, or the Avenger. He hissed a quiet laugh. POV Hokage Sarutobi council room. The next morning, Sarutobi presided over a meeting of the village council. Arguments raged about the invasion, the losses, the future. But when Naruto's name came up, the tone shifted. He saved dozens, a civilian elder admitted. He's dangerous, a shinobi protested but was drowned out. Sarutobi raised a hand, silencing them all. We judge not by birth but by action. Naruto Uzumaki is a hero of this village. I will hear no more talk of banishing him. From today, he is recognized as a defender of the leaf. A murmur of assent, a few grudging, most genuine. POV Naruto Uzumaki, the price of leadership. As the days passed, Naruto was everywhere, helping clear rubble, laughing with children, training Kashi, offering encouragement to battered Jonin, planning routes for the remaining patrols. He felt the eyes on him, some bright with hope, others wary or hungry. He trained harder than ever, mixing pirate brawling with haki focus, testing his armament haki to its limits. He let Kashi spar with him, teaching her to dodge, to laugh, to never give up. Sakura joined often, her medical skills now indispensable. She found excuses to brush his arm, to challenge him to races or debates, to watch him when she thought he wasn't looking. This is my place, Naruto realized, not because I was born to it, but because I fought for it, because my crew stands with me. POV Kakashi Hatake suspicions. Kakashi caught up with Naruto one evening, both men battered and dusty from clearing a collapsed wall. You know Orochimaru won't give up, Kakashi said quietly. Naruto's smile was grim. Aye, but I'm not running. He can try all the tricks he wants. He won't break me or take my crew. Kakashi watched him, a new respect forming. You sound like an old man sometimes. Naruto chuckled. I blame the ghosts. POV Orochimaru setting the stage. In his lair, Orochimaru prepared new experiments. He pored over stolen scrolls and dissected relics, searching for a way to corrupt haki or bind it to his own will. The boy resists, but all men break in time. I'll find the seam, the fracture, the memory that undoes him, and when I do. Kabuto entered, bowing. Preparations for the time skip are complete, Lord Orochimaru. The snake Sannin smiled. Then let us see what Naruto Uzumaki becomes with 2 years in the shadows. The world's storms are just beginning. POV Naruto Uzumaki, the crew gathers. That night, Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke, and Kashi met atop the tallest spire, just for a moment, away from prying eyes. Sasuke stared at Naruto, something new in his eyes, not envy, but challenge and loyalty. You ready for whatever comes? Naruto grinned, always first mate, long as the crew with me. Sakura took his hand, Kashi hugged his waist. We've weathered the worst, we'll face whatever comes next, together. Far below, the village lights shone, a promise and a warning. POV Sakura Haruno, hope for tomorrow. As dawn rose over the battered village, Sakura stood beside Naruto, watching the city wake. She whispered, you changed everything, Naruto, not just for me but for all of us. He smiled, looking out at the world. No storm lasts forever, Sakura, and every storm's just the start of a new voyage. She laughed softly, hope filling her heart. POV Orochimaru, the long game. Deep in the earth, Orochimaru whispered to his snakes, "Let the world think the storm has passed. The next tide will bring me everything I desire." He closed his eyes, plotting, always waiting. POV Sasuke Uchiha Konoha after the storm. The village still bore scars, scorched walls, collapsed homes, black banners fluttering in alleys, but life had returned. Sasuke walked these streets alone, the ache in his body dulled only by a sharper ache inside. He replayed Gaara's transformation in the forest, the near murder in the boy's eyes. The red tide Sasuke had stopped only with desperation and teamwork. The old dream, vengeance, power pulled at him, but something else gnawed louder now. What if the world needed more than just another Avenger? What if I could become more? He paused outside the battered Hokage tower, the words of his brother of Jiraiya, and now, constantly, of Naruto echoing in his mind. The world's bigger than a single grudge, first mate. POV Naruto Uzumaki, training grounds early morning. Mist curled over the grass as Naruto trained, shirtless, sweat streaming down his back. Every punch cracked the air, every kick churned dust. Haki pulsed through his body, armament strengthening his limbs, observation stretching his senses out to the farthest tree. His mind wandered, memories, dreams, Roger's laughter, old wounds. Sakura watched from the edge of the field, bandages on her hands, admiration in her gaze. Kashi perched beside her, humming, eyes glued to her brother's every move. Naruto finished a set, dropping to the grass. Sakura handed him a canteen, smiling. "You never stop, do you?" He grinned, wiping his face with the back of his hand. The world doesn't stop for dreamers, Sakura, not even for captains." Kashi beamed, "Nick-san, going to be Hokage and Pirate King, right?" He ruffled her hair. If the council lets me hang a Jolly Roger above the tower." Sakura laughed, "I'd like to see them try to stop you." POV Jiraiya Hokage Tower. The Toad Sage's sandals slapped the floor as he strode into Sarutobai's office. The old man nodded, smoke curling from his pipe. "You're sure about this?" the Hokage asked. Jiraiya nodded, gaze unwavering. "Orochimaru's shadow still lingers. The Uchiha boy, he needs guidance. The world doesn't need another Madara, it needs someone who will stand beside its future leaders, not above them. I'll take Sasuke. I'll give him the skills to defend his friends, not just his name." Sarutobai sidelines deepening, and Naruto. Jiraiya grinned, softer now. He's already found his path, his strength in bonds, but keep an eye on him. He's not done surprising us. POV Sasuke Uchiha Invitation. Sasuke stood atop the memorial stone, the names of lost shinobi at his feet. Jiraiya appeared beside him, arms folded, eyes gentle but unyielding. "Your revenge won't fill the hole inside you, kid," Jiraiya said. "But standing alone, being strong for someone else, that's what changes the world. You want power, I'll give it to you. But only if you promise to use it to protect your crew." Sasuke hesitated. His old self screamed yes, for vengeance, for justice. But then he remembered Naruto standing before Gaara, taking the blow meant for Sasuke, the look in Sakura's eyes as she dragged them both to safety, Kashi's laughter echoing in the smoke. He nodded, voice steady, "Teach me for them." Jiraiya smiled, clapping his shoulder. "Good answer, pack your things, we leave at dawn." POV Sakura Haruno, goodbyes. Word spread quickly. That evening, Team 7 met at Ikaraku for what felt like a last supper. Naruto slurping ramen, Kashi perched in his lap, Sakura sitting between them and Sasuke. Sakura looked from Naruto to Sasuke, emotions warring in her chest. "So, you're leaving?" Sasuke nodded, gaze lowered. "Jiraiya says there are things I need to learn, things only he can teach." Kashi looked stricken. "Will you come back, Sasuke Nae?" He managed a real smile, brushing her hair back. "Count on it, Kashi." Naruto was quiet for once. When he finally spoke, his voice was low and sure. Go and learn all you can, first mate. Just promise you'll come back to the crew." Sasuke met his eyes, the old rivalry burning, but now shot through with trust. "That's a promise." Sakura blinked back tears. "I'll train harder than ever. I'll be strong enough for all of us." Naruto squeezed her shoulder. "That's the spirit, metaclass." The evening faded into laughter, stories, Naruto recounting wild pirate adventures, and then the shark tried to steal my hat, so and even a few tears. POV Naruto Uzumaki alone at the docks. After midnight, Naruto found himself at the river docks looking up at the stars. Roger's memories were strongest at moments like this: the sea, the journey, farewells, and new beginnings. A footstep behind him, Sasuke, bag slung over his shoulder. The rivals stood side by side, silent for a long time. Naruto broke the silence. You'll find what you're looking for out there, Sasuke, but don't forget where home is. Sasuke nodded. I used to think being alone was the only way, but you changed that. Naruto laughed. I have that effect, like barnacles on a ship. Once you've got a crew, you never really shake M. Sasuke managed a genuine, rueful smile. I'll be back and I'll be stronger. Naruto stuck out his hand. Sasuke gripped it, strong as a promise. POV Kashi Uzumaki night home. Kashi lay in bed, listening to the sounds of the city rebuilding, clutching a small wooden carving of a ship Naruto had made for her. She whispered, "Come back safe, Sasuke, and Nick-san, don't let the world take you away too." Outside, the moon drifted behind clouds. POV Sakura Haruno resolve. Sakura trained harder than ever, morning laps around the village, afternoons practicing medical ninjutsu until her fingers bled, evenings sparring with Naruto. Her fear faded, replaced by purpose. Some nights she found Naruto atop the Hokage monument, lost in memory. She always sat beside him, sharing the silence. One night she finally spoke. "What do you want, Naruto, after all this, after wars, legends, dreams?" He was quiet a long time. "I want to know the truth, why this world is the way it is. I want to protect Kashi and you and even Sasuke. I want to give everyone a reason to hope. Maybe that's a fool's dream, but it's mine." Sakura smiled, tears at the corners of her eyes. "It's not foolish, it's the bravest dream I've ever heard." POV Jiraiya leaving. At dawn, Sasuke waited at the gate. Jiraiya appeared, pack slung over one shoulder, scrolls peeking from his belt. Naruto and Sakura stood with Kashi to see them off. Jiraiya grinned, flashing a victory sign. "Take care of things here, Naruto, and don't let Kakashi slack off too much." Naruto saluted. "I Toad Sage, may the seas be kind." Sasuke met Naruto's gaze. "Don't fall behind." Naruto tipped his hat. "I'll be waiting." Jiraiya and Sasuke disappeared down the road, the world opening before them. POV Naruto Uzumaki facing the future. That day, Naruto threw himself into training, sparring against Kakashi and anyone else who'd take up the challenge. He faced snakes in the woods, Orochimaru's spies, every move sharper, every block powered by haki and resolve. Kashi grew stronger at his side, learning not just how to fight, but how to lead, her gentle heart slowly learning the weight of courage. Sakura became a pillar, her presence always there, quiet, steady, pushing Naruto forward. At night, the three of them would meet atop the monument, looking out at the lights of Konoha. Sometimes they'd laugh, sometimes they'd dream aloud. Sometimes Naruto would slip away, eyes to the horizon, the ghost of Roger whispering. "The world's waiting, the truth's out there somewhere beyond the edge of the map." POV Kakashi Hatake Old Bond's New Age. Kakashi reported to the Hokage, detailing Sasuke's departure and Naruto's growth. "He's resisting Orochimaru's pull. I think the village needs him more than ever. He's not just a weapon, he's a beacon." Sarutobi nodded, hope in his tired eyes. "Then we will nurture that light, the new age may be upon us." POV Orochimaru in the shadows. Orochimaru watched from afar, Kabuto at his side. "Let the Uchiha train with Jiraiya, let the village believe in their pirate king. The more they shine, the more delicious their fall will be." Kabuto shivered, but Orochimaru only smiled. POV Naruto Uzumaki, a promise to the world. As the sun set on the last day before the time skip, Naruto stood at the village gate, Sakura and Kashi beside him. He looked out at the world, wind tugging his hair, hope and uncertainty warring inside. "We'll get stronger," he promised. "We'll find the truth and we'll bring everyone home, that's the captain's oath." Sakura took his hand, Kashi grinned, her own hand in his. The world stretched out before them, wild and unknown. POV Naruto Uzumaki, the world in motion. The seasons spun on, 2 years rolling past like a tide. The wounds of Konoha healed, replaced with new walls, brighter banners, and a quiet confidence on every corner. The village still whispered about its pirate king, but now the stories were mostly hopeful tales of a brash boy who'd saved them all, who'd faced down both monsters and legends, who was as likely to tip his hat to a granny as he was to challenge a cage. Naruto's days and nights blurred with motion, training, fighting, growing. Every sunrise found him somewhere new, sparring with Kakashi or Guy, brawling in secret fields against Anbu volunteers, running the rooftops until dawn. His body hardened, lean and quick, strength forged from will, not chakra. But even as he grew stronger, Orochimaru's shadow lingered, a serpent's gaze just out of sight. POV Naruto Uzumaki, training under Orochimaru's watch. It was an uneasy truce. Orochimaru no longer tried to steal Naruto's body outright, but neither did he stop circling, probing, tempting. Sometimes, the snake Sannin would appear on a forest path, a pale silhouette among the trees. You learn fast, Naruto-kun, but there are secrets even you can't imagine. Naruto wiped sweat from his brow, grinning with Roger's bravado. Aye, but every secret's just another island waiting to be found, old man. Orochimaru smiled, never quite blinking. You could do so much more if you'd only let go of those dead weights you call crew. Why be Hokage when you could be king? Naruto spat at his feet. A king without a crew's just a tyrant with a lonely throne. That be the difference you'll never understand. Their lessons were strange dances. Orochimaru would teach him to read poison with a sniff to sense killing intent across miles. He test Naruto's will with genjutsu illusions, phantoms of his sister in peril, or visions of a future where he stood alone atop a ruined Konoha. But Naruto's haki always cut through, will unbroken. Roger's memory rose at the darkest hours, a laugh in the void, a hand on his shoulder, a simple truth: every man's fate is what he makes with his own two hands. Sometimes Naruto would find himself speaking with a wisdom far older than his years. The world's got a right wicked sense of humor, Snake, but I'll write my own ending, thank you. Orochimaru would leave, never quite smiling, but never quite giving up. POV Sakura Haruno, growth and resolve. Sakura's path was quieter but just as fierce. She trained at the hospital by day, learned from Tsunade, who returned to Konoha after the invasion and took the medic under her wing. By night, studied poisons and cures, learned to mend bone and soul. She grew stronger, body and spirit alike. Gone was the self-doubt. In its place burned the will to protect her friends, to heal what others could only break. Sometimes Naruto would drop by her window at midnight, battered from a spar with a snake or a sparrow, a cut in need of stitching. They'd laugh, sometimes argue, sometimes just sit in silence. One night, she caught herself staring as he dozed on her couch, hat tilted over his eyes, snoring like a storm at sea. I could follow him anywhere, maybe I already am. POV Sasuke Uchiha, training with Jiraiya. Far from the village, Sasuke wandered new roads. Jiraiya took him north and west, through forgotten ruins and roaring cities, into the courts of minor daimyo and the camps of mercenary bands. He learned to master seals, to twist chakra in ways his clan never dreamed. He learned how to survive with nothing, how to see the world from 1,000 perspectives. But more than jutsu or tactics, Sasuke learned what it meant to stand for something other than himself. Jiraiya never let him run from his pain, but never let him drown in it either. Sometimes at night, Sasuke would stare at the stars, thinking of Team 7, of Naruto's wild confidence, Sakura's quiet kindness, Kashi's fearless laughter. The old hunger for vengeance was still there, but no longer ruled him. He wrote only once, the note short and rough. I'll be back stronger, don't you dare fall behind. S. POV Kashi Uzumaki, becoming her own legend. Kashi was a force of nature. Under Kakashi's guidance, she learned to read people as easily as books, to slip through the village unnoticed, to spar with the other Jinchuriki children who came to train with her, and perhaps keep her company under the eyes of the elders. Her kindness won over children and adults alike. Her pranks became legend, more clever than mean, and she learned to wield Kurama's chakra not as a weapon, but as a last resort. She missed her brother fiercely, even when he was near, because she knew he belonged to the whole village now. But she also grew her own circle, her own crew, her own wild dreams. Sometimes she'd wait up for Naruto, falling asleep with a book at the window, knowing he'd be back before dawn. POV Naruto Uzumaki, Hebai Sage Mode. Late one autumn, in the ruins beyond the northern gates, Naruto sat in a ring of white snakes, Orochimaru lurking nearby. He'd watched the snakes for hours, breathing in their rhythm, feeling their movement, letting his observation haki blend with their predatory senses. 1,000 voices whispered, warning of death, promise of power. Remember, boy sage mode is for those who can hear the world's pulse and not be consumed by it. Naruto closed his eyes, let the world fade. He felt the heartbeat of every snake, every bird, every root tangled beneath the soil. He let haki and nature energy mingle, not forcing them, but letting them become one. When he opened his eyes, the world was sharper, every sound a song, every heartbeat a drum. He could predict danger before it arose, sense lies in the air, turn his skin to stone and his will to steel. Orochimaru watched, frustrated and enthralled. You've made something new, Naruto-kun. Not snake, not sage, not pirate, something the world's never seen. Naruto shrugged, that be the way of it. Pirates make their own rules. POV Sakura Haruno, changing bonds. The 2 years reshaped everything. Team 7 was rarely together, but when they were, the bonds were deeper, less rivalry, more understanding. Sakura grew bolder, sometimes teasing Naruto about his old man speeches, sometimes catching his hand when she thought he needed it. The village saw it too. Children who once ran from the demon siblings now raced up for stories, to trade candy for advice. Jonin sought Naruto's insight on patrol routes and missing nin tactics. Even the elders, slow to change, stopped arguing when he spoke. At a festival near the end of the second year, Sakura watched Naruto hold court at a fire, hat askew, telling tales that blended pirate myth and ninja history. Kashi snuggled beside him, eyes shining. Sakura laughed, warmth flooding her chest. He's not just a hero, he's hope for all of us. POV Naruto Uzumaki, inner conflict and Roger's ghost. But it was not all peace. At night, when the world was quiet, Naruto would sit atop the Hokage monument, wrestling with Roger's memories. Sometimes they blurred, pirate dreams mixing with ninja nightmares, a sense that the world itself was waiting for him to choose what kind of legend he'd become. Some nights, Roger's laughter would ring in his ears. It's not about the treasure, boy, it's about the journey, the crew, the will to never stop searching. Naruto grinned to the empty sky. I'll find the truth. I'll set this world free, whatever it takes. He held fast to the will of D, letting it shape him, but never letting it swallow who he was. POV Village, ripples of chain. Rumors spread that the boy with no chakra could sense lies in hearts. That he'd wrestled a snake the size of a tree and won. That he could knock out Jonin with a glance, or calm a crying child with a single word. Children practiced pirate jutsu, fighting with broom handles and shouting, "A captain never leaves his crew behind." Merchants and elders debated the will of D, some skeptical, most quietly hopeful. Jonin and Chunin trained harder, eager to keep up with the next generation. The world outside Konoha took note too. Other villages sent spies, some to steal the secret, others simply to watch. POV Sasuke Uchiha, the Avenger's heart. In a distant land, Sasuke completed a final lesson, sealing away a curse, refusing the power that had once tempted him. Jiraiya watched with pride. "Ready to go home, kid?" the Toad Sage asked. Sasuke nodded, ready to see if the world's really changed, or if we're the ones who did. POV Naruto Uzumaki, looking to the horizon. On the eve of their return, Naruto stood with Kashi and Sakura at the old training field. The wind tugged at his hat. He saw Konoha rebuilt, stronger than ever, felt the weight of 1,000 hopes. Sakura touched his arm, smiling. "You're not the boy I met at the academy." He grinned, Roger's spirit alive in him. But the dream's the same, to protect my crew and to find the truth." Kashi hugged him, "Welcome home, Captain." And for the first time, Naruto felt the world was truly ready for whatever storm he would bring. POV Naruto Uzumaki, Konoha main gate, late afternoon. The wind carried a scent of fresh earth and new construction. Beyond the rebuilt gate, the great village of Konoha basked in a golden dusk, shops bright, laughter spilling from open doors, banners fluttering with both the old leaf and a new unofficial emblem. A rough D painted on a white circle, pirate style, hung over a dozen stalls. Even the air felt expectant, humming with something unspoken. Naruto crested the last hill with his hat pulled low, Kashi perched on his shoulder and Sakura striding at his side. All three moved with a new confidence, shoulders squared, eyes sharp, steps sure. As they passed through the arch, heads turned. Some villagers whispered, others waved, children shouted, "Captain Naruto's back," and a few bold souls saluted in mock pirate fashion. Naruto returned every greeting, grinning wide. Sakura glanced sideways, voice hushed but proud. "See, the village really has changed." Kashi hopped down, hands on her hips. "I told you they'd cheer, Nick-san." Naruto winked, Roger's swagger alive in his walk. The crew's gotten bigger. POV Kakashi Hatake on the rooftop. From above, Kakashi watched the trio approach. He'd seen hundreds of returns before, but nothing like this. Naruto's aura blazed, subtle as a storm, drawing eyes and hopes alike. Sakura carried herself with a medic's grace, but more, a confidence that needed no apology. Kashi, still small, strode like a princess of both leaf and open sea. He closed his book, one eye narrowing in thought. Something's different, not just stronger, older, wiser. It's like watching a legend walk home. POV Sakura Haruno reunions. At the village square, the rest of the old crew gathered. Ino, Shikamaru, and Choji all cheered. Kiba and Akamaru bounded forward. Lee struck a pose. Naruto, my youthful rival, returns, before collapsing into a hug. Naruto laughed, sweeping Lee off his feet. Lee, looks like you grew another inch, but did your eyebrows keep up?" Lee grinned, tears streaming. "My spirit grows more than my hair, Naruto-kun." Kashi slipped away to a cluster of children, now her own little crew, while Sakura found herself at the center of her friends, Ino marveling at her toned arms and easy smile. "Look at you, forehead, you're a whole new woman." Sakura rolled her eyes but smiled, glancing at Naruto with something almost secret in her gaze. POV Naruto Uzumaki testing the waters. Within the hour, word spread, Uzumaki Naruto, the Pirate King's shadow, had returned. Chunin and Jonin lined the training fields to watch. Kakashi arrived, mask in place, a slight smile in his voice. "Care for a test, Naruto, just to see if you've gotten rusty?" Naruto tipped his hat. Captain Copycat, let's see what you've got." They squared off. Kakashi moved first, a blur, a faint 3 shuriken arcing for Naruto's blind side. Naruto grinned, observation haki rippled out, every move lit with intent before it happened. He sidestepped the shuriken, closing in low. Kakashi lashed out with a kunai. Naruto's forearm shimmered as armament haki met steel, the kunai snapping with a sharp ring. Kakashi's eye widened only for a heartbeat. Impressive. Naruto flashed a roguish grin, darted back, and with a sudden pulse of Conqueror's haki, dropped a circle of onlookers to their knees, not from pain but from the pressure of his spirit. Sakura, Ino, and Lee all gasped, steadying themselves. Sakura grinned, not intimidated. "Show off." Kakashi straightened, heart pounding despite himself. "This is not just power, it's command. He's changed the rules." POV Sakura Haruno medic's perspective. Later, as Naruto sparred with Kiba and Shino, Sakura stood beside Tsunade, who had returned to Konoha to oversee its healing and growth. The 5th Hokage watched the battles, lips pursed, arms folded. "You've all changed," Tsunade said quietly. "Especially you, Sakura, but him, he's something else." Sakura nodded, heart swelling. "He never gave up, not on us, not on himself. He's everything I wanted to be." Tsunade watched her, softening. "You'll be one of our greatest medics, maybe the greatest, but don't forget you're allowed to want things for yourself too." Sakura blushed, stealing a glance at Naruto as he laughed, sweat and sunlight glinting in his hair. POV Kashi Uzumaki, the siblings return. Meanwhile, Kashi showed off her own skills, playing tag with a half-dozen academy kids, darting and weaving with impossible speed, a ripple of red chakra always kept in careful check. When an older boy tried to bully her, she smiled sweetly, and a pulse of gentlest conqueror's haki sent him stumbling away, giggling instead of crying. An older Jonin watching from the sidelines shook his head. "That's Naruto's sister, all right." POV Kakashi Hatake's suspicion and admiration. The next day, as Naruto helped repair a fallen gate, Kakashi approached, expression unreadable. "Walk with me, Naruto." They made their way through the village, silent at first. Kakashi finally spoke. "You remember the old days when you couldn't climb a tree with chakra?" Naruto laughed. Now I could knock the tree down instead." Kakashi was quiet, gaze searching. Your power, it's not just strength, it's something more. I've seen many leaders, Naruto. Few draw people like you do. It's not just haki, is it? It's the will of D. Naruto didn't answer at once. When he spoke, his voice was Roger's, but also his own. But the will of fire too. Konoha made me who I am. I won't forget that. Kakashi nodded, a rare pride flickering in his voice. Then maybe there's hope for all of us. POV Sakura Haruno, the new Team 7. Later, Team 7, Naruto, Sakura, Kashi gathered for dinner. They sat beneath the old ramen shop's eaves, bowls steaming, laughter filling the air. Sakura studied Naruto, older, taller, his smile easier but his eyes deeper, his aura impossible to ignore. Kashi beamed at them both. We're all together again, but it's different, isn't it? Sakura squeezed her hand. We're stronger now, and we're not done growing. Naruto raised his bowl, voice carrying. To the crew past, present, and future, may the seas always rise to meet us. The crowd around them cheered. Even Uruka, standing in the back, found himself smiling through tears. POV Jonin Council, the New Order. In the Hokage's meeting room, the Jonin gathered. Tsunade presided, Kakashi at her side. Reports were brisk, Naruto's abilities, his influence, his unshakable loyalty. He's already more than a chunin, Asuma said, lighting a cigarette. He's the center of gravity now. Kurenai added Sakura too, she's earned her place among the best. Tsunade nodded, the will of fire and something new shining in her eyes. The world is changing and Konoha will change with it, but not in fear, in hope. POV Naruto Uzumaki under the stars. That night, Naruto stood atop the Hokage monument, hat tipped back, looking out over the village. Roger's memories flickered, ships at sunset, laughter on the wind, a dream bigger than any one man. Sakura joined him, quiet. She let the silence stretch, then spoke. What's next? He smiled, the world at his feet. Now the real voyage begins. She laughed, leaning into his side. Far below, the lights of Konoha glimmered, a sea of stars, 1,000 dreams waiting to set sail. POV Naruto Uzumaki, Hokage office, early morning. A single shaft of sunlight sliced through the Hokage's office, glinting off stacks of maps and mission reports. Naruto lounged in a battered chair, boots propped on the desk, hat tipped forward. Sakura, crisp in her medic's jacket, sat upright beside him. Kashi bounced on the windowsill, swinging her legs. Tsunade stood behind the desk, arms folded, gaze stern but fond. We've received urgent word from Suna. The Keisuke Gaara has been abducted by Akatsuki. Team 7, you're to assemble and move out within the hour. Your mission, retrieve the Keisuke, assess enemy strength, return with intel. Naruto's eyes narrowed. I, Hokage, will bring him back or die trying. Tsunade's lips twitched, half smile, half worry. Just come back alive, Pirate King. Kashi grinned, we'll watch each other's backs. Sakura glanced at Naruto, voice low but determined. Let's make this the mission that changes everything. Naruto stood, stretching. The seas are rough, but the crew's never been stronger. POV Sakura Haruno, Konoha gates. Gear packed, weapons checked, Team 7 met at the gate as dawn burned the horizon gold. Naruto wore a new jacket, blue, trimmed with red, and a D embroidered on the shoulder. Sakura's gloves were reinforced, her eyes steady. Kashi strapped a pack nearly as big as herself. Kakashi arrived in a swirl of dust, mask in place, book tucked away for once. He scanned the trio. You all ready? Naruto grinned, flashing pirate bravado. Aye, Captain, let's set sail. Kakashi led them out, his presence less teacher now, more comrade. As the gates swung open behind them, Kashi whispered, adventure calls, Nick-san. Naruto tousled her hair, and the crew answers. POV Gaara Sunagak your darkness. In a cold stone chamber, Gaara's world shrank to pain and blurred voices. Chakra chains bound him, Akatsuki shadows moved at the edge of vision. Why do they always fear the ones who carry monsters? He thought of Naruto, the only one who'd ever looked at him and seen something more than a weapon. Will he come, or have I been abandoned, just another broken tool? A voice, sly and amused, whispered in the dark. You're not alone, Keisuke, the world's changing and you're at its heart. Gaara's eyes flickered open, resolve unbroken. POV Kashi Uzumaki Desert Roads. The world changed as Team 7 crossed into the wind country, blue-green giving way to endless ochre and sun-bleached bone. Kashi jogged at Naruto's side, asking 1,000 questions. Are sandstorms really made by angry tanuki? Do Suna shinobi use real puppets or just chakra ones? What does Gaara eat for breakfast? Naruto laughed, spinning stories. In Suna, they drink cactus tea and eat scorpions for luck. The puppets are real and some of them have a mean right hook. Sakura rolled her eyes but smiled. Don't believe half of what he says, Kashi. Kashi giggled, skipping ahead. I want to meet Gaara. I want to see if he's lonely like we used to be. Naruto's face softened. I will bring him back, that's a captain's oath. POV Sakura Haruno, dangers in the sand. Night fell quickly in the desert, bringing biting cold and 1,000 new dangers. The team huddled by a small fire. Naruto took first watch, observation Haki fanned out wide. Sakura worked on her medical kit, watching Naruto with sideways glances. She admired the way he read the dark, the way nothing seemed to surprise him now, not a scorpion in a boot, not a whisper of enemy intent on the wind. Kakashi murmured, "You've changed, Naruto. When did you stop being afraid?" Naruto's eyes caught the firelight, old and young at once. Still afraid, sensei, just better at steering through the storm. Kashi yawned, crawling into Naruto's lap. If you're afraid, you just need your crew. Naruto held her, voice soft. I little lass, that be the way of it. POV Kakashi Hatake, tensions rising. At sunrise, Team 7 approached Suna, walls battered, guards on edge. Temari met them at the gate, eyes flashing. You're late. Naruto tipped his hat. Blame the wind, but we're here to help. Temari studied him, unsettled by the presence that seemed to ripple from him. We have little time. They took Gaara west. We have a tracker. Kinkuro's injured, but he'll guide us. Sakura's medic instincts kicked in. Let me see him. Kinkuro, pale but stubborn, braced himself as Sakura examined poisoned wounds. She worked quickly, voice all business. Naruto, I'll need your help, hold him steady. Naruto gripped Kinkuro's shoulder, steady as an anchor. Kinkuro winced but nodded, recognizing a fellow survivor. Kashi watched, fascinated, as Sakura drew poison, her chakra glowing steady green. Temari murmured, she's changed too. Kakashi nodded, gaze unreadable. They all have. POV Naruto Uzumaki, the tracker's trail. With Kinkuro's information, Team 7 raced into the desert, joined by Temari and 2 Suna Jonin. The heat was punishing, the air dry as parchment. Naruto took point, observation Haki leading them along hidden tracks, past buried traps, and through bands of scavengers who fled at his approach. Suna's Jonin whispered, he walks like a cage. Temari grunted, not disagreeing. At a dune's crest, Naruto paused, gaze far away. Enemies ahead, 2 Akatsuki chakra-like storms, prepare yourselves. Sakura shivered but set her jaw, we're ready. Kashi grabbed Naruto's hand, crew sticks together. He squeezed back, smiling. Aye lass, that's the law. POV Gaara hope. Bound, fatting, Gaara felt something at the edge of his awareness, a pulse of will, foreign but familiar. Not chakra, but something that burned brighter. He's coming, the one who calls himself captain. For the first time in days, Gaara allowed himself hope. POV Sakura Haruno, pre-battle. The team crouched behind a ridge. Akatsuki agents Deidara, pale and wild-eyed, and Sasori, cloaked in red, guarded a stone hut half buried in the sand. Naruto's eyes were narrow, his voice Roger's thunder. I'll distract the clay man. Sakura, with me, Kashi and Temari, circle left. Kakashi covers the rear. Sakura's heart raced, not with fear, but with purpose. He trusts me. We're equals now. We're really a crew. POV Naruto Uzumaki, pirate tactics, ninja world. Naruto strode into the open, arms wide, voice booming. Oi, which of you scallywags fancies a real fight? Deidara sneered, launching birds of clay. Naruto didn't flinch, armament Haki hardened his skin, clay exploding harmlessly against him. He taunted, weaving through the blasts. Not bad, mate, but your art needs more color. Sasori stepped forward, puppet hands whirring. You're not afraid. Naruto grinned, a wild light in his eyes. Aye, but I'm more afraid of missing dinner. Let's dance. As Deidara focused on Naruto, Sakura and Temari swept in from the flank. Kashi darted between shadows, every sense alert, Kurama's chakra at the ready. Kakashi moved like a ghost, setting up traps and escape routes, a true Jonin's mind behind the scenes. POV Sakura Haruno proving herself. Sasori's puppet lunged at her, blades glinting. Sakura ducked, countered, hands glowing with chakra-infused strength. Temari's fan sent sand and steel flying, and together they pressed the attack. Sakura felt every lesson Tsunade had drilled into her: never panic, never lose sight of your allies, always hit harder than you think you can. She broke a puppet with a single punch, sending splinters scattering. Sasori's eyes narrowed. You're not the weak one, are you? Sakura smiled, teeth bared. I never was, you just didn't notice. POV Kashi Uzumaki, Little Lionheart. While chaos raged, Kashi slipped inside the hut, finding Gaara barely conscious, sand swirling weakly around him. She knelt at his side. Gaara, we're here, you're not alone. He opened his eyes, voice rasping. You're Naruto's sister. She nodded, proud. And we're your crew now. She helped him sit, supporting him with more strength than her size suggested. POV Naruto Uzumaki, The Will That Unites. Naruto fought Deidara in a whirlwind of sand and fire. Every move was a test. Observation haki let him read the enemy's intent, armament let him shatter clay bombs with bare hands, and conquerors flashed when Deidara tried to demoralize or outwit him. Deidara staggered, sweating, forced back by an opponent who didn't play by ninja rules. You're no shinobi, what are you? Naruto grinned, stance defiant. I'm a captain, and my crew doesn't leave anyone behind. POV Sakura Haruno, Victory and Rescue. With Sasori reeling, Sakura and Temari seized the advantage. One last punch, her fist glowing, sent the puppet master crashing down. Sand whirled, blinding their foes as Kakashi's trap snapped shut, pinning the Akatsuki for precious seconds. Naruto, hearing Kashi's call, sprinted for the hut. Sakura followed. Inside, they found Gaara upright, eyes clearer. He managed a tired smirk. Late, he croaked. Naruto clapped his back. Only by a minute, mate. Kashi grinned. You're safe now. POV Gaara, the pirate's bond. Surrounded by his rescuers, Gaara felt the last of the darkness lift. He looked at Naruto, saw not a rival or a threat, but a brother in the storm. Thank you, he whispered. Naruto squeezed his shoulder. That's what crews do, Gaara, no more lonely monsters. Outside, the wind howled, but inside, something new, something bright had taken root. POV Naruto Uzumaki, looking forward. As Team 7 prepared to return home, Gaara steady but silent at their side, Naruto glanced at his crew, Sakura bruised but glowing with pride, Kashi dancing in the sand, Kakashi alert but content. He felt the world shift, a storm gathering beyond the horizon, but this time, the crew was ready. He raised his hat to the setting sun. Onward, mates, the voyage is just beginning. POV Gaara Tsunamical Wing Dawn. Sun filtered through canvas, stripping the stone floor with gold. Gaara blinked awake, confusion flickering through his mind. He expected pain. Instead, he felt only exhaustion, his sand coiled protectively around his body, Naruto's jacket draped over his shoulders. For a moment, Gaara simply listened. Outside, the quiet hum of life returning to Sunagakure, the distant clang of a blacksmith, the laughter of children in the market. He looked down at his hands, flexing them experimentally. I survived, they saved me, not because I'm a weapon, because I matter. A shadow fell across the doorway. Naruto strode in, hat in hand, Kashi and Sakura behind him, both smiling. Naruto dropped into a chair, all pirate swagger and sunlit ease. Awake at last, mate, was starting to think you liked napping more than fighting. Gaara let a faint smile crack his stoic mask. Some storms you don't fight, you just survive. POV Naruto Uzumaki, The Bonds of Outcasts. Naruto sprawled across the window ledge, the desert wind tugging at his hair. He regarded Gaara with Roger's wisdom and his own hard-won empathy. You know, I used to think being alone was safer, Naruto mused, eyes distant, but a real captain needs a crew, even if they're a mess. Sakura, standing beside the bed, gently checked Gaara's pulse and stitched bandages. You're lucky, Gaara, if Kashi hadn't found you and Naruto hadn't broken half the Akatsuki's traps. Kashi beamed. Everyone's part of the rescue, right? Gaara nodded. I owe you. Naruto waved it off. But you'll pay us back by living, by leading. That's how a captain settles debts. Kakashi appeared, clipboard in hand, mask hiding a smile. Kazekage, you're officially cleared. Suna's elders want a word, and the village, well, the festival's begun already. POV Kashi Uzumaki Suna streets. That afternoon, Suna became a whirl of color and life. Festival banners rippled from every balcony. Food stalls crowded the alleys with the scent of spiced bread and roasted lizard. Kashi tugged Gaara through the crowds, wide-eyed, a dozen children trailing in their wake. See, Gaara, you're famous. Everyone's so happy you're safe. Gaara, awkward, tried to keep his gourd from bumping anyone. IDO not understand festivals. Kashi giggled, you don't have to, just eat, laugh, and maybe dance if you're brave. A puppet master performed in the square, his wooden marionette dressed as a leaf ninja. The crowd laughed as the puppet pretended to battle a sandstorm, then triumphed by making friends with it instead of fighting. Naruto and Sakura joined them, arms full of skewers. Naruto bit into one, eyes watering. This lizard's got more bite than a missed Anbu. Sakura snorted, you'll eat anything if you can put it on a stick. The four sat on the temple steps, sharing food and stories, laughter mingling with the wind. POV Sakura Haruno, political currents. Temari approached, sand in her hair, eyes sharp. The council wants to thank you formally, all of you. Naruto brushed crumbs from his jacket. Not every day a pirate gets a medal. Think they'll give us free passage for life. Sakura elbowed him but smiled. Be respectful, this is important. Temari's face softened. You changed things, Naruto. The Kazekage was respected, but now he's loved. Even the children smile when they see you. You should know not everyone in Suna believed we could be allies. Kakashi joined, hands in pockets. Sometimes all it takes is one stubborn soul to change a country. Naruto grinned, I or a stubborn crew. POV Gaara, the village's heart. As dusk painted Suna gold, Gaara stood before the council. The elders, wary and proud, gathered to offer thanks. Elder Baki bowed, voice gravelly. Kazekage, your survival brings hope. To you, Team 7, and especially Uzumaki Naruto, Sunagakure owes a debt. Naruto saluted, pirate style. No debt between friends, elder, but if you ever need help, send for us. No storms too wild for this crew. The crowd murmured approval. Some laughed, others simply nodded, the weight of history shifting. One councilwoman, older and sharper than the rest, fixed Naruto with a stare. Your aura is not chakra, but it unsettled even our best. What do you call it? Naruto held her gaze, Roger's memory rising. The sea's will, a storm that can never be chained. He bowed, voice formal. We call it haki. It's the will to protect those you choose, nothing more, nothing less. POV Kashi Uzumaki, kid diplomacy. Afterward, as the grown-ups debated politics, Kashi led the village children in wild pirate games, hiding treasure around the square, teaching them to shout, "I, Captain," at every opportunity. Even a few Suna Jonin found themselves roped into a game of tag. Kashi taught them to band together. If you're cornered, trust your crew. If you're lost, leave a sign for your captain. Gaara watched from the temple, wonder in his eyes. Temari leaned over, whispering, she's like you know. Gaara blinked, I am nothing like Kashi. Temari smiled, you're both learning how to belong. POV Sakura Haruno, friendship forged. At sunset, Sakura and Temari strolled the market, arms loaded with gifts. Sakura glanced at her Suna counterpart, uncertain. Do you ever feel like we're at the edge of something bigger than ourselves? Temari laughed, with your crew around, always. Sakura stopped, voice earnest, thank you for trusting us. Temari nodded, eyes serious now. Trust is rare in this world. Your team, Naruto especially, makes it look easy. I think Suna and Konoha might actually have a future. POV Kakashi Hatake, the rumors begin. Elsewhere, Kakashi met with Suna's senior Jonin. They swapped stories, strategies, old jokes, but always the talk returned to Team 7. One Jonin leaned in, your boy Naruto, some say he's not human, that he knocked out a squad just by looking at them. Kakashi chuckled, he's all too human, that's what makes him terrifying. Jonin exchanged wary, intrigued glances. Change is coming. POV Naruto Uzumaki under the stars. That night, on Suna's tallest tower, Naruto, Sakura, Kashi, and Gaara watched the city glow. Below, the festival wound down, music drifting on the wind, fires burning low, laughter echoing between the dunes. Naruto leaned back, hands behind his head. Never thought I'd see the day, sand and leaf sharing sake under the same sky. Gaara was quiet then. Your will, Naruto, it's infectious. I felt it when you fought Akatsuki. You lead by example. I'd like to learn that. Naruto sat up, serious now. It's not just will, mate, it's trust, belief. You build a crew one heart at a time. Kashi piped up, and if someone gets lost, you find them. Sakura smiled, heart full, and if you fall, the crew picks you up. Gaara nodded, understanding at last. Then let's make a promise. If our villages ever drift apart, we'll be the bridge. Naruto raised his hat. Deal, Kasuke, no more lonely captains. POV Temari, a new alliance. As the visitors slept, Temari stood guard atop the wall, wind in her hair. Below, Suna was at peace for the first time in years. She thought of Naruto's laughter, Sakura's skill, Kashi's innocence. She thought of Gaara's new, tentative smile. Maybe this is what a new age looks like. Not power but trust, not secrets but shared dreams. She smiled, watching the desert stars. POV Naruto Uzumaki Dawn. Before they left, Naruto met Gaara alone in the council chamber. You're not alone, Gaara, not ever again. If you need me, if Suna needs me, just send a message. Gaara held out his hand. Naruto clasped it, pirate to cage. Thank you, Naruto. Naruto grinned, mischief and hope in his eyes. I, mate, will sail these sands together someday. POV Sakura Haruno, homeward bound. As Team 7 prepared to leave, Suna lined the gates, children waving flags, elders bowing, Jonin saluting. Temari pressed a scroll into Sakura's hands, medical secrets for future alliances. Gaara walked beside Naruto, both heads high. Kashi skipped between them, calling out, next time come visit us, we'll show you a real festival. Naruto threw an arm around Gaara's shoulder. Next time Suna comes to Konoha, and don't bring any more sandstorms. The gates closed behind them, but the bond remained, a promise in the shifting sand. POV Naruto Uzumaki rode to Konoha. They walked into the sunrise, the world quiet, but hearts loud with new dreams. Sakura looked at Naruto, voice soft. You're different when you lead, stronger. Naruto smiled, eyes far away. A captain only as strong as his crew, remember that, Sakura. She nodded, feeling the truth settle deep. Behind them, Suna was safe. Ahead, the world awaited. And there you have it, Naruto's incredible journey from academy student to Hokage, awakening the memories and power of the Pirate King. From that first conqueror's hacky moment to the epic final battle recreating Roger's legendary last words, absolutely phenomenal. What was your favorite moment? The Zabuza memory awakening, protecting Sakura with Conqueror's haki? Drop your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what other crazy crossovers you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.